surrounds me. Oh, hey, oh. Yeah, I win now, but sometimes I lose. I've been battered, but I never bruise. It's not so bad. And I say, well, hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright.
It's alright.
Janie sings on the corner what keeps her from dying. Yeah, let them say what they want. She won't stop trying. Oh, hey, oh. She might stumble if they push her around. She might fall, but she'll never lie down. It's not so bad. And I say, well, hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. It's alright. Stephen Belair. In this beautiful life, there's always some sorrow. Yeah, it's a double-edged knife, but there's always tomorrow. Oh, hey, oh. Well, it's up to you now if you sink or swim. Just keep the faith and your ship will come in. It's not so bad. And I say, hey, 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 it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. Hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just gotta say it's alright. It's alright. Oh, it's alright, it's alright. I got a smile on my face. I've got balls around me.
All right, Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. Hello.
Hello.
How is everyone today? Awesome. Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto. My name is Jonathan Zenz. I'm the spiritual director here, and it is such a joy to have you all join us on this beautiful rainy Thanksgiving weekend morning, Sunday. Well, I've got one thing that I want to address first and foremost today, and that is a great big well, it's Thanksgiving, so I'm going to offer my gratitude to everyone who participated last week in the Shop Your Girlfriend's Closet event. It was a very successful event, and we're looking at doing it maybe once a quarter. Yeah. We're going to talk about it. We've got plans. No, it was really great and so much fun and such great energy to bring into the center. And also, I think the next time we're going to look at, advertising to the community so that it's not just us. We bring people in to shop your closets. So I wanted to say thank you for that. And say also, just as a reminder, we have classes ongoing. Helen's class, you've got 2 weeks left of your class, The Untethered Soul, on Thursdays at 7. I am teaching Self-Mastery on Wednesdays at 7:30. It's a great class, isn't it? Yeah. And then I'm going to start The Power of Decision the first Wednesday in November. One of the things I'm going to say is if you have been to class before, and I taught Power of Decision when I first got here, don't assume that it's the same class, because you're different now, I'm different now, our relationship to the material is different. So even if you think you've taken it before, show up again and see how it resonates with you this time. So check it out. That's going to be on Wednesdays at 7:30. We also have Wednesday nights at 6:30, our Wednesday night spiritual practice, our Practicing the Presence service, which has been really awesome. A very different experience than Sunday mornings. It's more introspective, meditative, contemplative, or contemplative, however you want to pronounce it. So join us for Wednesday night service at 6:30. That precedes class, and we're also talking about maybe doing a food thing prior to service. We've got a whole thing, just like they, just like they do at the Global Truth Center. So welcome. I swear I've only had one cup of coffee today. But I am so high on life, and I'm so excited about today, especially because gratitude is something that really fills my soul in such a profound way. And if you're connected with me on Facebook, you'll note that I've been making a lot of gratitude status updates. One of them is I'm so grateful to live in a country where Thanksgiving is at a different time than the country I came from. So I get 2 Thanksgivings every year now. It's my favorite holiday. But we are here with one purpose, only one thing to know. We're here to celebrate one idea, and that is that God is all there is. There's only one power, there's only one presence, there's only one creative source, there's only one thing going on, there's only one energy. We are all a part of it, and that's the exciting thing for me, is that knowing that we are each of us a part of that energy, I can relax back into that energy and trust that my life is unfolding perfectly. So that's what I come here to celebrate every Sunday, and this Sunday with a special nod to the gratitude for that in my life. Let's go ahead and start by looking at the back of our songbooks. No, I'm sorry, let's look at the front of our songbooks. And let's read this statement of Dr. Ernest Holmes on the front of our songbook. And just take a breath into this. And we'll read this together. I am happy and complete today and forever. Within me is that which is perfect and complete. It is the spirit of all life, truth, and action. I am happy in the certain knowledge of this inner light. I radiate joy and life, for life is within me now. I am happy in the certain knowledge of this inner light. Checking in with yourself right here and right now. Are you clear on the certain knowledge of your own inner light? Here to inspire us from the Global Truth Center. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna introduce you in one particular way. First of all, she's a brilliant musician. You will catch on to that very quickly. But one of the things I want to say about our practitioner of the day, who is a guest practitioner joining us all the way from Southern California, is that I do think of her as one of my babies. Because I was a TA in her practitioner class when she was studying to be a practitioner, and so she partially got to see me learn how to teach practitioner students. And I've now, I don't know if you know, I started my own practitioner class just about a month ago, and my first practitioner class. But I do always think about you and all of your classmates and the joy that you've brought to me in my life. So here, all the way from Southern California, to inspire us with whatever she has to inspire us with, which is many things, please welcome Karen Mitchell.
Oh, hi. Thank you. Thank you. So good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. I, too, get 2 Thanksgivings this year, which is awesome. Starting with gratitude, I just want to give a great message of gratitude to Reverend Jonathan. And, you know, I've been here before. Those of you who don't know, I was actually here before. And I call it your inauguration, but I know it's not an inauguration, but that's what I call it. There was no crown involved, but, you know, it was a special day. And so I mentioned to Jonathan that I was thinking of coming out to see my sister, Leslie, who's right over here, who lives in Toronto. And yesterday was my birthday. So, yeah. So I was like, oh. So Jonathan, why were you were in North Hollywood. You were out I don't know, visiting, or you'd been out to the Global Truth Center, and I talked with you, and I said, hey, do you have somebody booked for the weekend of the 12th, 13th? And he said, whatever it is, we'll make room for you if you want to come out. So thank you. And
Thank you.
I'm so happy to be here. So the quote of the day seems to be the Meister Eckhart quote. If the only prayer you say in your entire life is thank you, that would suffice, right? So we get into, and being a newly licensed practitioner, I'm very concerned about my form. It's like when you're doing yoga, you want to make sure, okay, where is my leg pointing? Is my arm going this way? When you're doing prayer treatment, you're very kind of focused at first on these steps that we learn, which are wonderful, that Ernest Holmes kind of gave to us. And I'm, okay, what is the first step? And am I doing the second step? Am I out of order? But basically it's all thank you. And it's all, recognizing who we are and remembering who we are. And the whole thing about gratitude is that I think sometimes we forget how many awesome things are actually going on all around us all the time, right? So Reverend James Mellon, back at the Global Truth Center, where I'm in service as a practitioner, reminded us in the CPR class, and I don't know if any of you were aware of the CPR class. It's an awesome program. I took it 3 times so far. Core Prosperity Relief, for those of you who may not know what that is. So Reverend James reminds us that there's one day in that course where today I notice. And for me, especially being here in Canada, which is so lovely, I gotta tell you, I come from a place where there's one season. Honestly, there's just sun, pretty much. And that's fine. No judgment around that. It's fine. But I actually am originally from back east. Our family's originally from New York, New Jersey area. So, I kind of internally just miss the season thing. So you guys, I love it here. It's beautiful. So I notice. I brought my daughter with me on this trip, her first trip to Canada. And we're just loving it. And so we're noticing stuff that maybe you guys are kind of used to. And maybe it's like, oh, there's that thing again. Oh, I drive by it every day. So for us, newbies coming in, every leaf, every building, every person who smiles at me and is so polite, and I'm sorry, it is, it's true. It's true. Honestly, right, Carly? We were in the airport, and it was like people are helping. Can I help you with your bag? Well, smiling. Hello, welcome to. It was just wonderful. So we're loving that. And so today I notice, and I think noticing really hooks us into gratitude. Okay, because if we're not noticing what's happening, we're just kind of flitting around and floating around. And I love the Einstein quote too, that there are 2 ways to live your life, to see your life. You can see it that nothing is a miracle, or that everything is a miracle. And I choose, and this philosophy helps me to remember that everything is a miracle. And when I say miracle, I don't mean like hocus pocus, like, we click our heels together and then we spin around and we say our prayer treatment, and it's science. This is actually proven scientifically to actually work. When we do prayer treatment, it changes our brains. The chemistry in our bodies changes. Our heartbeat changes. Our brains light up in different spots, like when we meditate. So this is scientifically proven. This isn't mumbo jumbo, hocus pocus. So as a practitioner, my job is to remember the truth no matter what's going on. And it's easy to be grateful when you've got money in the bank, and when you've got a roof over your head, and you've got plenty of food, and you've got a job, and everything is going great, right? But when you go to the mailbox and you take out the mail and you've got a bill for $700 for, let's just say, medical bills, because I'm from the United States, where so many of us may not have health care, like my sister now does, thank God, and it's wonderful. So you get that bill, and are you grateful for that? How many of you would say, awesome, I just got a bill for $700. Yes. What am I doing right? No, we really don't. But, if the next day we get a check for $700 for royalties for maybe a song we wrote that now is being played worldwide, we're like, yeah, So to me, I think the whole thing about this practice and this philosophy and this science is to be able to remember to step back far enough from whatever the circumstance is. We label it good, we label it bad, we label it horrendous, we label it terrible, we label it wonderful. You know, like the rain today, you know, it's raining and we can label it, this rain, it's no. Or we can say, I love this rain. But it's still just the rain, right? It's here, and it doesn't change who I am inside. It doesn't change who you are inside. The essence of you can never be touched by anything, hurt by anything, diminished by anything. So when I think of gratitude, I like to think of the fact that I try to step back enough from whatever circumstance it is. And if I'm working with a person who comes to me to know the truth for them in that moment, I try to know that it's all God or it's all not God. There's no in between, right? So the bill in the mail, that's not God. That's not good. But the check in the mail, ooh, that's good. That must be God. You know, no, it's all God. And the thing is, detaching from that idea of good and bad and judging and feeling like that it's diminishing myself in some way when something doesn't go the way I kind of thought it's supposed to go. And maybe going to a practitioner or your pastor and saying, what the heck is happening? And the conditions can look really convincing. You know, health issues are really convincing. You know, there's pain there. There's stuff going on there. Financial issues, that's really, really, really believable. But you know what? There's a bigger truth always. And so making a gratitude list, if you're in any kind of a conflict or a situation, you'd be surprised how you can fill up that list really, really fast with at least 10 things. Start with 10 things. You know, I'm breathing. Okay, that's number 1. You know, I'm upright. Okay, that's number 2. You know, so start small, you know, and then like the Abraham Hicks philosophy, you know, reach for a thought that feels better. Don't try to leap over the bridge to ecstatic Jonathan Zenz first thing Sunday morning. We can't all just show up like that. Some of us just don't show up like that. We have to slowly build up to it, some of us. We have to just reach for a word or a thought that feels just a little bit better. So in closing, I would just say that, you know, we're always at choice. We can choose gratitude. We can choose Thanksgiving every day, you know? So that's what I choose. And I'd like you to take that thought with you throughout your week and see if that works for you. Notice, be grateful, and just really take it into your heart that you have the choice. So I have an affirmation for us this morning, okay? And it is, I'm going to say it once, and then I'd really like it. This is what we do in North Hollywood. I'd like you to repeat it 2 more times with me afterwards. So I'll say it first, okay? I am grateful for everything, no matter what. Say it with me. I am grateful for everything, no matter what. One more time. I am grateful for everything, no matter what. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Whew. I think we're done. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, I am grateful for everything, no matter what. I am grateful to you. Thank you for your wisdom and your inspiration and your insight. I was thinking about that $700 bill, and the first thought that came to mind was it's probably a bill from Rogers.
Yeah, if I lived here, it would be. Yeah.
Take this energy of joy and laughter and recognize that this is too something to be grateful for. When we sit and resonate with this idea that there is so much energy, there's infinite energy, we can step back, relax into the arms of grace, and know that all is well. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. all is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is.
And here's what I know. I know that there is one glorious, loving, infinite, creative, unlimited Spirit of life. And that is you, and that is me, and that is every being everywhere. I know that there is no separation. That is an illusion. We are all one at all times, no matter what. I know that with every fiber of my being. I just need to remember it. And that's why I come here, and that's why this service is so important. To everyone around the world, everyone watching this, everyone listening to this, just feel that oneness, that thanksgiving, that gratitude. I just know this service is so blessed. The words, the music, it's all Spirit expressing in, through, and as each one here, all who do service here. And we bless all paths to God because it's all one. So my heart is just filled to overflowing with gratitude and love and thanksgiving and joy to know this truth. I simply just rest in that truth. I breathe in that truth. And I release this word into the law of cause and effect that just makes it so. It's already manifesting as my experience right here and now. And together we say, and so it is.
All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. Just repeat that last line. Life is good, and so it is. Beautiful, thank you. Life is good.
We're going to do a little bit of a switch up here. You'll notice that the piano is in a different place. I wonder why. So, Karen is a brilliant songwriter. Brilliant.
Thank you.
And we do some of her music here. We're going to add one of those things. It's been in our songbook. We'll talk about that later, but it's been in our songbook for a long time. We're actually going to do it for the first time today. But she has brought this special, so when did you write this?
I wrote this maybe a couple of years ago, and I actually wrote it at a time when my father had passed away. So I was actually pulling the gratitude from a really tough time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is what came out. And this again relates to the Meister Eckhart quote of thank you.
No more introduction.
If there were only one prayer ever spoken, only one prayer ever heard, only one heart ever broken, it
would be enough to speak these words. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. If there is only one life that we're living, only one breath and one voice, only one hurt we're forgiving, we can make the loving choice. So thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. There is power in a grateful heart, turning every fear into a work of art. If there is only one love that we're giving, only one fire that burns, only one reason for living, this would be the lesson we would learn. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Karen Mitchell. Where do you go from there? You arrange the papers on your lectern. That's what you do. All right, just don't let me forget because I got to do it again. Thank you. So there are no mistakes. The service today really is, really the majority of the service seems to be based on this one quote, the Meister Eckhart quote. If the only prayer you ever say in your whole life is thank you, that would suffice. How many of you pray? All right, that's good, it's good. You know, it is one of the things we teach, so prayer will change your life. So just take a look at that if you don't pray. I'm not pointing any fingers. I didn't actually look at anybody, just so you know when I did that. I'm not calling anybody out. here is the deal. If you live no other way, live in gratitude. I actually don't care if you pray. But if you live in gratitude, that is enough. Because that truly is a prayer. Stepping into the embodiment of gratitude is a prayer. And I guarantee you, if you want your life to shift, be grateful for everything, just like she sang. Just like she sang, just like she said. Be grateful for everything that shows up. Ernest Holmes writes, gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity. Gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity. Does that sound like mumbo jumbo to you? Do you want me to explain that to you? First of all, let me ask you this question. If we talk about it's crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity, what is heaven? Heaven is peace. Heaven is here. Heaven is what we are living right here and right now. Heaven is not some far off thing that we are looking to get to at some point. Heaven is here now. And if you're not living heaven, you've heard me say this before, if you're not living in heaven now, I guarantee you, you're probably living in the other place. But it's up to you to make the choice to live in heaven now. And living in gratitude, I'll tell you, that brings every experience you have to a place of living in heaven, right here and right now. Now, when he says, so let me go this quote again, gratitude is one of the chief graces of human experience, of human existence. Now, grace is a divine blessing. That's the way we're using the word grace here. A divine blessing of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity. One of the things that I do actually harp on it a lot, but I never use the word unity all that much. When we talk about unity, that is truly the understanding, and there's actually a whole other branch of new thought that is called the Unity Church. Basically, I'm going to say this, we're kissing cousins. We're basically the exact same philosophy. We just approach it from different sides, and that's totally fine. But unity is the consciousness that there is nothing separate from the divine. That's why it was so important for me when I got here to stand up and say, wow, I really am like on hyperdrive today. It's why it was so important for me when I got here almost 2 years ago now, to really challenge people's understanding of the word God. Because God is not some far off thing. God is not some man out there. God is not something out there. God is who and what we are. And that's what we mean when we talk about a consciousness of unity. Unity means there is no separation. We are all unified as the divine. We're each uniquely expressing life in a unified way, but we're each unique within that expression. And that's the great gift that we've been given, is that we are unique. We are individualized expressions of spirit. We get to live life however we want. I almost just dropped a really major expletive. I know, I'm like, well, I can't say that. You should have heard the chatter in my head around that. We get to live however we want. Sorry, it's just in my head now. And the truth is, I could do that on a Sunday if I want. I won't, just out of, but let me tell you, there is a salty sailor in my head. So, how does gratitude play out in your life? How does gratitude play out in your life? I want everyone right now, think of a time when you experienced immense gratitude. Just bring to mind some point at which there was no other option but to live in immense gratitude in that moment. I'm sure we all have something. Just bring it to mind. Can you recognize, in bringing it to mind, that gratitude is a feeling and not an activity? I think a lot of times we mistake gratitude with the activity of saying thank you, which is a lovely activity, but if you're not filled with gratitude, I'd rather you not say it. Gratitude is a feeling. And when we can embody this feeling, and we can embody this feeling all the time, when we can embody this feeling, that's what shifts. That's what we mean when we talk about if the only prayer you say in your whole life is thank you, that would suffice. Saying thank you from that embodiment of the idea, from that embodiment of the feeling of gratitude. And I talk about this when I teach spiritual mind treatment prayer, that when we get to step 4, there's the technical, right? Step 4 is the gratitude step. That doesn't mean anything if you haven't really studied how we teach prayer. But there is a specific step within spiritual mind treatment that is devoted entirely to gratitude. And I say, especially to my practitioner students that I'm teaching now, if it's not coming from a place of feeling gratitude, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you're just saying the words, it's not going to demonstrate something in your life. It will not demonstrate. You got to get to that feeling place. Now, I will also say that the activity of saying thank you can help you get to the place of embodying the feeling, right? So as you experience life, say thank you and take that moment to really step into that recognition that in the saying of thank you, that you really mean it. That you really mean it. So it's kind of the chicken and the egg. Which comes first, the feeling or the doing? Well, they feed each other. Doesn't matter, the chicken doesn't exist. I could go into a whole quantum theory thing right now, but I'm not going to. So, how do we charge? How do we charge? So today is called gratitude charge up, right? How do we charge the gratitude machine? How do we charge up? First of all, recognize that you've each been given a gift. Your very existence and expression of life in this plane of action is a gift. And everything that you experience is a gift. Even the $700 bill, that's a gift. And if you are truly clear on the gifts when they show up, that they are gifts to you, working for you, and being expressed by means of you, there's the beginning of the shift. That's the beginning of the charge up of the gratitude machine. And start to recognize in every what we perceive as small things. Recognize gratitude for all the small things. Because it can feel really easy, like you mentioned my inauguration, that's funny. Because I joke about it because it's called the installation, but then I feel like a dishwasher. Because like my installation, when I was brought in and installed as the leader of this spiritual community, that was an easy place to have gratitude because it was seemingly very big. It was like a big party and a big ceremony, right? Super easy. I also must be equally as grateful for when I'm sitting alone up in the front of this building doing the books, looking at the bookkeeping for this building and this ministry, which is a big thing too. Well, you know what? It's not big, it's not small. There is no great or small to the soul that maketh all. That's Emerson. There is no great, actually, well. Because James did a talk on this, and then he said there's a period at the end of it. He's wrong. Okay, James, you were wrong. I looked it up. There's a colon at the end of it, which changes it altogether. That's a whole other talk. I'm sorry. It just popped into my head. So there is no great, there is no small to the soul that maketh all. Live in gratitude for everything that shows up in your life. Everything. When you step into that place of gratitude,
You're cracking us up.
I'm glad. You know, if nothing else, if you are not inspired, at least I'm entertaining. When you recognize that there is something to be grateful for and recognize that there is something to be grateful for, allow that feeling to well up. Allow it to well up. Allow it to, sometimes we talk about the changing of beliefs, and one of the steps of changing a belief is to actually meditate on the feeling that the belief has for you. It's the same thing with gratitude. If you want to encourage more gratitude in your life, allow the feeling to well up within you. And then meditate on that feeling. Really contemplate that feeling. Allow yourself to go down that road of feeling. So the charge up of gratitude is not unlike an iPod. And somebody, I forget who, somebody talked to me last week, and I forget who it was, about the concept of recharging. Like, we have a docking station, right? Who was that talked to me about that last week? Are you here? Yeah. It was Paul, thank you. Because I knew that we had talked about it, and then I completely forgot that it was you. But it really does inform what I have to say today. Because at any time, we can plug ourselves into that recharging station and allow ourselves to be filled with gratitude. So we, each and every one of us individually, is like an iPod or an iPhone. And I actually carried my iPhone in my back pocket today because think about the immense power that this little device has. There's a lot of power in this little device, right? You are 100 million times more powerful than this. If you took every electrical impulse that has ever been created by anything man-made over this entire planet and pulled it all together into one place, you still would not reach the capacity that is happening electrically in your own mind. You are 100 million times, if not more, powerful than anything we've ever created. You know why that is? Because you are the very embodiment of an infinite power. You are God. And for that, I live in gratitude. So I am borrowing a little bit from a dear friend of mine, Rick Tamlin, who did a talk, gosh, it has to have been about, actually, 3 or 4, maybe 4 years ago, called I God, riffing on the iPod thing. So the thing about this is self-contained, just like we are. It is an individualized expression of something. It's Fred. Fred, if you're watching and I'm about to respond to you, well, I don't know if he's watching. He says, "Good morning, sweet Jonathan. You were holding your phone. I'm right here, inspired." Hello, Fred, watching us online. Anyway, the phone, it is a self-contained, individualized expression of something, of a greater idea, right? It can take on information. Well, come on, Patrick. I'm not looking at that text. It can take upon. It's chaos. This was going to be a short talk today. It may not be now if you guys keep texting me. I know. So it is self-contained, it's individualized. That's point number 1. Point number 2, it can take on information from a higher source, right? So you've got your phone, you can plug it into your computer, and it takes information from iTunes, or if you're on Android, and however that works, which I think is pretty much the same way, but I'm such an Apple guy that, I've never really looked into it. So it takes on information from what is perceived as a higher source. But here's the great news. You get to choose what information you put into it, just like we all do. We get to choose what information we put into our own minds. And the resource is seemingly inexhaustible. Do you know that there are over 1 billion songs and 1 billion apps? No, maybe not 1 billion songs. I think there are over 1 billion apps in Apple for the iPhone and the iPod now. Do you know how many zeros that is? A lot. It's nine zeros. Over 1 billion. Can you comprehend even 1 billion? Because I talk about us being able to comprehend 1 million. 1 billion is 1,000 million. Think about that. 1,000 million. So it's a seemingly inexhaustible resource. Now the iPhone steps it up. Do you know you can have access to that resource without ever having to put a plug into it, which is awesome. Hi, Siri. So you always have access, no matter what. You can always release the things that no longer work for you, which is one of the things I like about the iPhone. Oh, I'm done with that app. I never need to use that again. You just delete it. Delete, delete, delete. You can do that in your own mind. So we're very much like iPhones and iPods. Now, this can take the information from the ethers, download it right into the phone. The one thing that it cannot do, though, is it still needs to plug in to charge up. You still need to plug it in to tap in to that infinite energy. It's a source of unlimited power. Our minds are a source of unlimited power, but are you plugged in? Our minds are a source of unrestricted potential, but are you plugged in? Our minds are a source of uninhibited perfection, but are you plugged in? And that's the last part of today's talk title, Up. You get to choose how you get to charge up into unlimited power, unrestricted potential, uninhibited perfection. Take your pick. Pick them all. Each day, tap into your charging dock. Each and every day, take the time to tap into your charging dock. I do this personally through the practice of meditation and contemplation, because I'm big on contemplating in my meditation. I'm big on mantras. The one that I use, I think I've talked about this all the time. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. I will sit for 30 minutes or an hour and allow myself to simply repeat that mantra in my mind. It brings me to such a pure place, and it wells me up with gratitude. So there's the difference between the iPod, the iPhone, and us. We actually don't have to connect the cable. We have the unlimited potential of the universe always at hand. We can tap into it at all times. That energy is always available to us. There's no special equipment necessary, just the time and the willingness. Just the time and the willingness. How many of you have really stepped into the time it takes to express yourself from a spiritual perspective? It's a rhetorical question. That was not my phone, by the way. I'm just going to be clear because my ringer is off. What will happen as you step into the time and the willingness to experience your life and engage specifically in spiritual practice is as you embody spiritual practice, it becomes how you live your life. And then the time and the willingness just becomes part of who you are. You don't have to think about it anymore. And there comes a point at which everything you do in your life is from a spiritual perspective, from a spiritual viewpoint. And it can't not be. And the only time that things start to feel off is when you purposefully go off the rails. I'm mixing a lot of metaphors today, I'm sorry. That's the only time you can ever go off, is when you make a decision to go off track. So some of you may be new to spiritual practice. You may be new to a spiritual philosophy. My encouragement to you is to stick with it. Whatever works for you. Like I say, technique is anything that works. So in spiritual practice, find the technique that works for you and use it for as long as it works for you. And when it doesn't work for you anymore, throw it out and go to the next thing. Whatever works for you to support the idea that you are God. That's the truth. That's the only truth. You are God. And then my favorite Ernest Holmes quote on gratitude. An attitude of gratitude is most salutary and bespeaks the realization that we are now in heaven. We are right here, right now in heaven. I'll tell you, I'm very much in heaven having Karen with us today. But I'm just as much in heaven experiencing this community every Sunday. I'm just as much in heaven sitting with my cats, who have become very needy lately. Gratitude is one of the chief elements of prayer. It is very important in prayer. And I'm talking about the experience of prayer, because prayer truly is an experience. I'd never pray until I have taken the time to step back, allow myself the relaxation of the moment, to let the prayer well up from within, not to just give it lip service, not to just say the words. And if I have to be silent for a moment in the speaking of the prayer, I allow it to be. It's an important lesson for all of us. Sometimes I feel like we get ahead of ourselves. Allow yourself the capacity to be silent and allow the feeling to happen, and trust that in that feeling place you are inspired intuitively. There is something in the attitude of thanksgiving that carries us beyond the field of doubt into one of perfect faith and acceptance, and magnifies the hidden potentialities of life. That's Ernest Holmes. There is something in the attitude of thanksgiving that carries us beyond the field of doubt into one of perfect faith and acceptance. Really hear that. In gratitude, in thanksgiving, it is taking you beyond doubt. It is taking you outside the realm of anything that could possibly go wrong. That's why I love your affirmation today. Live in gratitude no matter what. It takes any sense of doubt out and puts you into that place of perfect faith and acceptance, magnifying the hidden potentialities of life. Gratitude and thanksgiving are our unlimited resource at all times. The experience of living in gratitude is the truest divine experience, I believe. So, today, my encouragement to you is to engage in your gratitude charge up at all times, in all situations, even when you're driving down the street and you've got bad traffic. Engage in gratitude. That's usually when it becomes the most challenging for people. Take the time. Take the time to plug in. Take the time to charge up. You have an infinite resource available to you at all times, in all situations. At every moment, you are the one who can plug in. Take a breath. Just allow yourself to feel the gratitude for this community right here and right now. Recognize that we have created in this room, right here and right now, a vibration that travels beyond these walls. And as we experience this vibration beyond these walls, as we walk out of here today, carry this with you and trust that it touches every single person with whom you come into contact, even the person that's simply walking past you down the street. You touch them in some way on a vibrational level. Carry that with you today and always, and trust and know at all times that you can charge yourself from this place no matter what. And that's my message to you today. Namaste. Yes, I can turn the monitor back on. I'm grateful to the monitor even when it buzzes. So, we'll do our offering now. Oh my gosh, I just realized I never did the Declaration of Principles. Oh well, I guess we won't do that this week. That's okay. I'm allowed to change it up, right? Absolutely. So, but let's take whatever you have to offer the center today, your gift, your contribution, your tithe, whatever you call it, and allow it to be given from that energy of gratitude. Gratitude for the community, gratitude for whatever it means to you. Each and every one of us, right here and right now, has an opportunity to make this world a better place. And it's not done just through money. It's so funny now, I'm like, thinking ahead. It's not done just through money. It is done through the activity of giving in many ways. Money helps this center. Your time helps this center. Your talent helps this center. So as you have what it is you're offering today in a financial way, please hold it. Recognize the energy that it is, because it too is God. And let's read together the divine givingness statement on the back of your songbook. I know that God is the source of all supply, and that money is God in action. I know that my good is here now. I claim an abundance of money to spare and share. I know that true prosperity includes perfect health, perfect wealth, and perfect happiness. I bless all that I have now, and I bless the increase. I give thanks for this good. I know that my gift today goes forward to heal and bless. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center and know that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And here with a brand new song to our center is Karen Mitchell with her song, My Good. It's on page 32 if you want to read the lyrics.
Page 32.
And you can feel free to stand up as the baskets go around and dance and enjoy this.
Loosen up here. Here we go. My good is my God, and my God is my good. All the good there is belongs to me. My good is my God, and my God is my good. All the good I seek belongs to me, and that's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My good is my God. And I have all I ever need. My good is my God. And my good is my joy. And my joy is my good. All the joy there is belongs to me. My good is my joy, and my joy is my good. All the joy I seek belongs to me, and that's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My good is my God. And I have all I ever need. My good is my God. My good is my love, and my love is my good. All the love there is belongs to me. My good is my love, and my love is my good. All the love I seek belongs to me, and that's my truth with a capital T. Yeah. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My good is my God. And I have all I ever need. My good is my God. Sing it with me.
my God.
My good is my God.
My good is my God.
My good is my God. Yeah.
My good is my God.
My good is my God.
My good is my God.
My good is my God. Yeah.
Is my God.
My good is my God. My good is my God. Yeah. Awesome.
Awesome.
You sure they haven't been doing this for weeks and weeks? It sounds like they've been already singing this for a
The
long
first time.
Woo!
First time.
You guys
So I'll
rock.
invite you as our practitioner if you'd like to do the blessing over our offering.
I would love
be
to.
honored.
Is this okay to stand here?
You can stand right here. Oh, there's more.
There's more.
There's always more.
It's Thanksgiving.
It's an infinite resource.
So let's just take in a nice deep breath filled with that God energy. And just know with me right now that this energy we call money, this energy we call giving, this action of giving of ourselves and of our money and of our goods and of our talent and our time is in circulation all the time. What goes out is always coming back, going out, coming back in divine circulation, blessing, multiplying, prospering the world, the universe, all that is. And I just know that this spiritual center is blessed and that the board and Reverend Jonathan and all of those who are entrusted with this beautiful gift here know exactly where it's going. The divine knows where it's going. The divine is sending it absolutely to the perfect place, and it is all unfolding perfectly. And so in great, great gratitude, I just simply let it be so, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you so much. So, a couple of things that I want to tell you about. First of all, take a look at our community board, our brand new community board out in the hallway towards the bookstore. We are looking for some volunteer positions, including a volunteer coordinator. Margaret Ann, Margaret Ann is going to be stepping down from the volunteer coordinating position at the end of the year. So we're looking for somebody who can help fill those shoes. And I know that there's a perfect person out there, ready, willing, able, and joyfully stepping into that position. The other thing I want to let you all know, because I actually forgot to mention last week during service that Karen was going to be here this week. So in case I forget anything, you should all be on our email list, because I don't forget most things when I put it into the email. But next week, we actually have another special guest who is going to be here as our practitioner and will be offering us a power talk, and that is Reverend Sharon Earl from the Global Truth Center, which, so I'm really excited about that. And it will be her birthday. Isn't that great? Yeah. And she's actually, I think she's in Windsor now. She flew out today, so. But yeah, she's from Canada, and so she's here for Thanksgiving visiting her family. Anyway, Karen, I'm going to invite you back up, because this song, we do all know this song. This is Karen's song that she wrote that I introduced to this center, and I will tell you, the first time I sang this song, I sent Karen a note that said, "You don't know how profoundly you've affected this community with this particular song." And I'm grateful to you for all that you have meant to this center. I'm grateful to your presence here today. Thank you. You've
Canadian home.
You've blessed all of us with your presence. And so just take a moment to reflect on what you've heard today, the recognition that there is something to be known. For there's always something to be known, some deeper idea to be known and experienced and embodied. This is the truth. Right here, right now. This is all there is. And the expression and the feeling of infinite gratitude wells up within me. And so I invite you to tap into that place where it wells up within each and every one of you. Just take this moment of silence to allow it to affect you.
When I forget we are one, and I regret things that I've done, heart and soul. I start again, knowing I'm whole. God is right here where I am. I am right where I should be. As I fill my mind with peace, I feel it washing over me. God is right here where I am, flowing in and out through me. In this moment, I am free.
Right here, right now, in this moment, I embody a deeper truth, a deeper idea, an infinite wisdom that is flowing through me and through each and every one of us, for it is God. It is that divine creative source, that place of all power, that infinite resource for all creation. And it is fully expressed right here and right now by means of each and every one of us, deeply, joyfully, peacefully, harmoniously. This is what I carry from this point, allowing it to demonstrate in my life. I trust and know that each and every one of us leaves here today with something, for we've all come here with something. And in the sharing of community, in the sharing of this feeling of gratitude, in the sharing of this experience, we each of us come to a deeper understanding of our divinity. We each of us come to a deeper place of unified expression. We each of us more deeply resonate as God. I am so grateful for this teaching. I'm grateful for this understanding. I'm grateful for this community. I'm grateful for the music. I am grateful for Karen. I'm grateful for every single person who made today happen. And that's every single one of us. I allow myself to resonate in full faith and gratitude, knowing that in this place, this feeling of gratitude, my word spoken is done. It is a complete and done idea in mind, and so it simply shows up perfectly manifest in form. So I simply allow it to do so, knowing there's nothing that needs to be done except in the allowing. So I release this to that perfectly corresponding law, knowing it is complete, it is done. I step back, I release, I let go, and together we say, and so it is.
When things go wrong and my way is dark, and when I lose my song and life breaks my heart, I go within my heart and soul. I start again, knowing I'm whole, 'cause God is right here where I am, and I am right where I should be. As I fill my mind with peace, I feel it washing over me. God is right here where I am, flowing in and out through me. In this moment, I am free.
And so it is. Before we go into the last song, it occurs to me the irony of on Thanksgiving weekend that I did not do any of the thank yous that I normally do every weekend, but I do want to thank everyone who made this week's service possible. Linda and Judy, our board members, Margaret Ann, and everyone for setting up today. Linda and Susan, who are our greeters. I want to thank Lorna, who's in the bookstore today. Carmen on sound. Hailu on our camera and webcast, making sure that we get out to the world. Mahala with the dynamic kids. Mahala's here today. For our meditation this morning, Helen, thank you so much. I want to thank the band. Linda for our beautiful flowers today. I really want to give great gratitude to our guest artist, our guest musician, and our guest practitioner today. Thank you so much, Karen Mitchell.
It's my pleasure.
And she's going to take us out with Put a Little Love in Your Heart.
You betcha. So this requires standing up, clapping, shaking it, shaking your, what is it? Shake your God out. What is it? Rock out with your God out. Okay, that's right.
It's on page 6 in your books.
Page 6 in your songbook, right? Love your fellow man, give him a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You think it's getting late, oh, please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait, you just wait and see. Oh, another day goes by and still the children cry. Put a little love in your heart. If you want the world to know, we won't let hatred grow. Put a little love in your heart. Oh, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. You just wait, see, wait and see. Take a good look around. If you're feeling down, put a little love in your heart. The will decide, kindness will be your guide. Put a little love in your heart. And the world will be a better place. And the world will be a better place for you and me. Just wait, see. Oh, put a little love in your heart. 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 Little love, put a little love. Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart. Oh yeah. Put a little love in your heart.
Have a great week, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
2, 3, 4.